The euro is sinking, hitting a near two-year low on Thursday morning. Well, markets editor Katie Martin is here to talk us through why. And Katie, what's putting the pressure on the euro today, first up?
The dollar is the short answer to that. I mean, the euro's been in a spot of bother for a while. It's weakened quite significantly over the past few months. Obviously, the European Central Bank is firmly in easing mode, and it's going to stay in it. And the market quite strongly expects that Mario Draghi is going to do more to try and stimulate the European economy. Contrast that with the US, and you know, the dollar's just been on a tear for months. Yesterday we had new home sales data from the US up 18% on the month in August. Now, show me a piece of data from the Eurozone that's as positive as that, and I will call you a liar. So, the gap is just massive, and the market is really shifting to the view that the Fed is going to have to hike well ahead of all the other kind of major economies. So, yes, the euro has sunk significantly. It dipped under 127 against the dollar today, but you've got to bear in mind that this is like 80% a dollar thing.
And how low could it go now? I mean, what are people saying? Could this go under 120? Even further below that?
Let's think. I mean, I've seen forecasts that it could go down to parity from Goldman Sachs for 2017,
Over what time
if memory
frame?
serves. Right. So it's not immediately. But the analysts and investors that we speak to are very quickly tearing up their forecasts and cutting them down and coming up with lower and lower year-end forecasts for euro dollar. Something like 120, perhaps down to 110, is absolutely not beyond the realms of possibility for the next 6 to 12 months.
Sure. And is this something that could help the European economy, help boost exports? And is it something that secretly the ECB might not be that unhappy about?
Well, you know how it is, right? You know, Mario Draghi tells us whenever he has the opportunity, oh, I'm not targeting the exchange rate. Honest gov. And, who are we to doubt him? But, it's certainly a very happy byproduct of all the easing measures that the ECB has been undertaking. Like French politicians complain constantly about the strength of the euro. This is going their way. This is very much helpful for pushing up inflation. Remember, it pumps up import costs, and that's good for inflation, which has been having a terrible time in the euro area.
Almost sinking into deflation, right?
Exactly. So it is a positive thing. It's not like the euro decline that we saw in the middle of the euro crisis, which was about, hell's teeth, this whole thing is going to come crashing down. It's a different sort of euro decline, and it's going to be welcomed by policymakers. And the interesting flip side of that is that dollar strength is not likely to aggravate policymakers in the States. They're likely to be reasonably agnostic about it.
Interesting point you make about the Eurozone crisis, though. I mean, it's not exactly a secret that the European economy is weak. It's been through some pretty tough times. Why hasn't the exchange rate sort of fallen faster before this?
I mean, I guess it could have collapsed, but currency markets don't move in straight lines. It is no secret, but euro-dollar has already weakened quite a long way. And it's worth bearing in mind it's also weakened quite significantly against sterling, for example. The yen isn't weakening as quickly against the euro as it has been against the dollar. So no, it's not a secret. It's just that what's happening with the dollar right now has just given it rocket fuel.
Okay, thanks very much, Katie.